Yo, what is up, mates? Aegis here, and first things first, Happy New Year! Here's hoping we all stay true to our resolutions. But you know something that will always stay true? Honey time is back, baby! Oh wait, getting a little ahead of myself there. So, without further ado, I start this year out by bringing you guys the update that came to us on January the 6th. Oh, let's go. Honey time is back, baby! And I've got to be honest, we've got nothing of particular note here, except maybe this 50-hour box to give you a jump in sky fragments or something. Really, Neopol, you gotta make it worth our while to pump our electric bills staying online like this. And this is not all that compelling. But you know what is compelling? MJ's thumb with the return of the Minority Report event. The rules are simple. You vote left or you vote right. If you are part of the minority, you get a prize box with the potential for gems or a master contract. Do it 5 times within the event period and you can walk away with a legendary insignia and some gems for it. And even if you don't get it right, well, at least you can get some kind of contracts. Either way, this event is just something that you take a split second to do and forget it exists. Definitely not a knockout contender here or anything. But you know who is a knockout contender? My new waifu! Oh my god, yo. Dibs, okay? All y'all need to stay back, because she's a wild one. I mean, what other knights have you seen fully armored with a completely exposed leg for no reason? Anyway, this area here is accessed by talking to Clerk Rib here, who transports you to the Mercenary Hub in the West Coast area. I thought it was a nice touch that this area is not a separate standalone event area like they always do. It's more like they just open the doors here or something. In here, you can participate in 2v2 PvP themed minigames in order to get a slew of prizes. At the bottom are raid entries that you can get weekly to save on material costs, but maybe more importantly, there are event themed items such as border windows, titles, and costumes that make you get swole, don some armor, and just become a badass. Now, let me pause this update recap for a little rant. Neopol, please stop this temporary event items nonsense. I've got no idea why I only have access to this costume for a year, but this stupid looking dude I can have forever and is even account bound so my whole account can enjoy it. You've got literally no reason for it, seeing as you've set precedent on these event items already. Why is this, and this, hell, nearly every in-town event costume permanent, but not this one? Why is this, and this event font permanent, but not this? I'm just tired of you guys arbitrarily or selectively doing this when it's not the standard and are purely cosmetic. What kind of message is that? What's the reasoning for it? It's almost as if you guys don't want people promoting any cool things that are available in the game just for participating in these events. Why is this, my most prized possession, getting thrown in the trash in 130 days? Is it because it looks hideous or something? Because if that's the case, then I suggest that MJ dump his $10,000 witch statue in the trash for the exact same reason. To conclude, make these event items permanent, Neopol, and while you're at it, make them account bound as well. Hell, take off the 10% town move speed if you're concerned about that piddly stat being moved around. But then again, who am I kidding? MJ talks about making our old avatars tradable some 3 years ago, and I'm still waiting. But guys, I better be careful about talking shit. I was already warned officially to watch my back this year.
Is Aegis here? Like, I occasionally visit your channel and watch the stream, and I heard everything you talked down about our game and me. So, yeah, please be careful in 2020. After we update the level 100 cap, if you feel something strange via farming, like level 100 cap, if you're feeling like you're getting a lot of less chance than other people, yeah, you know what happened there.
So, rip my drop chances, I guess. But you guys know I do it out of love of the game. And I also genuinely appreciate the shout out and the recognition from you guys.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Aegis. Thank you for doing, featuring our game, doing all the great work about our game.
But okay, now that my rant is over and my drop rate is ruined, let's go back to the Mercenary Agent event. Now, in terms of PvP minigames, I've got to be honest, I've almost always despised them in the past for DFOG. These minigames often had miserable matchmaking, matches would take too long, they'd often be too large in scale and laggy, and damn did it take forever to get all the prizes that you wanted, if you even bothered at all. But this is how you do PvP event minigames. Their game design avoids many of these pitfalls, although it is still pretty laggy. The western contested area is a straight 2v2 with all skills allowed. Now you would think that there would be some downright broken things, but they've surprisingly balanced everything pretty well. Damage is scaled accordingly, and there are long cooldowns on your awakening. If you're about to get nuked with an awakening, or getting mobbed or held, you can hit the tab key to perform a burst to get everybody off of you and get some iframe. If it weren't for the blatant lag, I'd say that this mode mode could work really well as a team deathmatch over our current PvP system, particularly because of the burst system. The other game is less fun in that you're doing, as the name suggests, a goblin town defense. Each team will face the same set of mobs, but after you defeat a boss, each player has access to one of 5 skills to disrupt the opposing team. I'm getting flashbacks to Vice plus Axion Gs with this functionality, but it has been enhanced with these binoculars that allow you to inspect the other team in order to more accurately time your skills. Anyway, as you can imagine, some classes can excel at this over others. In particular, I think Witch and Soulbenders are freaking beast in here, but I'm sure everyone can manage just fine. But you know where you might not manage? In the challenge mode with the Devil Task. Whew, thank goodness it wasn't CEO Ozma. Essentially, this is just a challenge dungeon which tests your skill against various gimmicks that we've seen before in all of our raids, starting with Anton. Of course, however, the gist being that the gimmicks have been made much harder and are less susceptible to cheese. Just watch what happens when I try to leap over this fool. Currently, it's only week 1, but the dungeons will get progressively harder as we continue to add more rooms to the dungeons and their gimmicks. The prizes include some great beads as well as some never before seen auras, which are very cool to say the least. So cool that I'm surprised people didn't make it a limited duration item again. Anyway, which one of them are you guys going for? Because honestly, I'm at a loss in this case. But anyway guys, overall my opinion of the events this time around is pretty lackluster. No events really take all that much time to do, and while the Devil Task is fun, this only accounts for a few minutes of the week. I think the Mercenary Agency is one of the first PvP themed events that I've really enjoyed, but it's marred by having a frustrating 1-year limited costume, exposure of which has ruined my drop rate for life. But hey, at least I've got my waifu. This might just be the calm before the storm, however, because the next update we get is going to be a content update, and my instincts tell me it's going to be extremely talisman. But I will catch you knights later.